How is that changing? Let's, if you guys don't mind talking about that a little bit. How is
Mhm.
AI changing who you know? Is it changing?
I
Like,
think that if you have a massive surplus of people looking for work, I think people are going to, well,
People hire their friends.
yeah, I want to say that. That's what you just said, but I'm careful to say that. But I think, when it comes to letting go a bunch of people, they're going to pick the people that have the good reputation, right? And that have the
Yeah.
good um
side projects or like,
well, the proof that they can do what they want to do, they get along, that, yeah, the audience needs to. I struggle with that too, because that's not always true either, but
So
it definitely is a big factor, though, I think.
did you
Go
guys
ahead.
ever watch it was I loved it, especially through college and early in my career. A YouTube channel called Dev Tips.
Nope.
So the gentleman who ran um, the channel, he would just sit and teach CSS and JavaScript, and he'd do fun things with it. He'd show you how you could do certain different techniques, or how you could just do different things in just CSS. I love CSS because of this guy, and I watched over time his channel grow, and eventually got to a point where he had a choice. He could keep going with the channel. I think the channel's still going, but it's not done by him anymore. He gave the reins over to someone else, and that just opened so many doors for him to go and do whatever he wanted. Right?
Hmm.
He got job offers from Google. He got to skip the interview process because they've already seen what he can do.
okay,
And
Right.
so that's interesting. Let's talk about that for a little bit. You said they have seen what he can do, right? So he was generating an audience,
yeah,
through social media, and he has all of these like various different products, and everybody knew him, and it was much easier to write his own ticket. So do you
hmm
think AI, if a somebody out of high school, right, 18-year-old just graduated, if they spent like a year making a YouTube channel of all of these like AI projects that they've done, would that be more valuable than somebody who has a college degree?
absolutely, 100%. And the
I think
reason I
so.
say that is they have the experience, they have the knowledge. When you go to college, you just sit in a classroom, you're given a book, and you learn theory.
There's
Um,
one thing you didn't mention though.
okay.
They have communication skills.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if they're running a channel, they would have to.
Exactly. And one thing that we failed to mention in a previous podcast, I think, is that we mentioned that we feel in the coming years it will be critical for young individuals to have some form of content,
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
for one, people are always on their phone texting, right? So
hmm
the communication skills are not nearly as good as previous generations, I would venture a guess. Now, maybe they come up with their own forms of communication, but if a high schooler out of high school got in front of a camera, started talking, kind of like what we are here, we're trying to like branch out of our comfort zones
Right.
to build an audience. I think that would be huge.
Yeah. Something interesting. So when making these podcasts, we review them to try to find, improve how we do this, how we speak, and everything. And I listened to a few of the podcasts we've made, and I noticed that they're not as terrible as I had envisioned they would be. You listen to them sort of to through their entirety, and they're actually interesting to listen to. And I watch them a few times and say, "Oh, I didn't think of it that way," and come up with all these new ideas.
Yeah.
The point is, I watching other podcasts, I have this feeling of, oh, these guys know what they're talking about. Oh, they can articulate really well, and it seems very professional. And when the reality is, they may not be far off from what we're doing.
So
It sort of exposes the truth of, in the past I would watch, go to YouTube to learn something or go to YouTube to discover ideas. They're not as how can I word this? They're not as important as you think they are. They're not as professional and as authoritative as
yeah.
you thought.